I love your arcades in the background.
So, thank you, man.
So, Judd and Pete, first of all, thank you so much for the movie. I really enjoyed it, if I can say enjoy, because there's, of course, lots of tragic moments, but lots of funny moments as well. So, hello and good morning to the US, and again, good evening from Germany. Marisa, it's a very pleasure to have the opportunity to chat to you. So, thanks a lot. So, hello, Steve, and it's a real pleasure and a real great honor for me to have a chat with you. So I hope you're fine.
I am, Dominik, and I hope you are too.
I am too, thank you. So my first question would be, if you create a movie based on a real story, with also the guy who experienced a couple of things of it, how can I imagine working on that project? So for you, Pete, you got confronted with all your memories again, not rarely with pain. And for Judd, how did you unite your artistical vision of the movie with the real story? And Pete is the main actor in front of the camera. Sorry, it was long.
Oh, no.
That's a multi-pronged question. Well, for me, the process just slowly reveals itself, and you just have to open up to trusting a certain flow that happens. So there's years of talking to Pete and writing, and then at some point Pete starts introducing me to his family, and then I start meeting all of these actors and actresses that he's friends with, that he thinks would be great in the movie. And then suddenly I'm on Staten Island and I'm meeting his father's co-workers and more of Pete's family and seeing what Staten Island is like. And at every stage, the movie is taking some of that in, and it really is about being open to it, to just trying to tap into the creativity of everything that's being shared. Pete's very brave to open up about his experiences, and there's something magical about how it just cooks into something, which is this movie.
For me, it was quite the experience. Dealing with all these issues face first was something I've always wanted to do. I didn't know in what form yet, and when I met Judd, it only made sense, to do it like this. And I'm really grateful, because it could have been really difficult and it could have been, hard, but when you work with Judd, he's very sensitive to, your feelings, and the cast and crew is really sensitive to my feelings, and they really allowed me to open up and share in a special way that I might not have been able to had I not been made to feel so comfortable. So I think what the main word is the comfortability that I had, and the amazing cast and crew that I had that allowed me to be so open.
I really loved your movie, and an actress from Germany, she's a good friend of mine. She told me that she learns a lot from every role and project about life and also about herself. So in which way would you agree? And if you can agree, what did you learn from this project?
I do agree with your friend. In this case, I learned a lot of, I learned about a lot technically. I learned there were things, the way that Judd shoots and does things that were different from other movies that I shot. So there was a feeling of liberation and of just learning different skills. So that was one part of the learning in this one. And I think, so, but that also translates to me, because that's a greater sense of freedom when just approaching the set, and a freedom inside. But with this particular character, I've been talking a lot about how patient and lion-hearted Pete's real mother, Amy, is, and how that enormous amount of faith in her son, when no one else can see the merits of this child that she had. And so just really experiencing her level of patience and faith affected me. Well,
what I learned about myself is I feel like I could be a lot more honest and open than I thought I could be. I think this really, like I said in my previous answer, it's just like the way everybody made me feel was really special. It was really more of a family than it was a cast and a crew. And I'm really glad that I was able to bring light to certain issues that maybe other people deal with at home. And I hope that people can relate to it. And I hope that they could also find some healing as well.
Judd, do you have anything to add, Judd? Or next question, what do you like?
Yeah, I think that reflects what, our goals were, in making the movie. To us, it really is about making people happy, but also, this movie is a way for people to process their own feelings about losses, in their lives.
Well, I love playing this role of Papa, who's a senior man at the firehouse who the other guys look up to. He's a little bit salty. But when he says something, the guys listen. And then to learn that he also has his own issues. He's had a pretty wild life in himself. And in the scene towards the end of the film, when they're in a bar together with Pete's character, he let slip that he actually knew Pete's dad, and he knew the wild side of Pete's dad. And the other guys are trying to, quiet him, but it makes Pete's character just want to know even more. And what he learns is that his dad was a lot like him. His dad had issues, his dad had problems and a very wild side, but he was also did his job really, really well, and in the end was a hero.
And what I like about your movies, Judd, is that you always find a very sensitive way to make us laugh, even if it's tragic. So the magic of humor is a very special gift we have, and both of you are working in the comedy business as well. So what does comedy in general means to you?
I just think life is weird. I mean, there's humor in everything. We're on a Zoom call right now across the world talking about everything. This is weird. It's all it's all strange. All of our attempts to connect with each other and love each other and try to be happy and try to get through the day. I mean, comedy is the lens in which we break it down and try to make sense of it. So I sometimes I'll see a movie, there's no jokes in the entire movie, and it feels very false because I'm like, someone made a joke. I don't care what the movie is, someone made a joke at some point. And so, for us especially, that is really how we process the world.
Comedy for me is just like a really special outlet to have. It really helps me deal with all my personal issues, and growing up being able to watch Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey and Eddie Murphy and Ben Stiller and Seth Rogen, and just being able to watch them be so funny and almost disarm the pain. That's the word I would use. The comedy disarms the pain, and it allows you to heal. And I think, it's a really special thing that was welcomed into my life, and I'm really glad that I got to pursue it.
Well, where would we all be if we couldn't laugh?
Exactly.
And if we couldn't laugh, there is no way to get through the hardships without the laughter. And a lot of times the comedy, we're laughing at the truth. We're laughing at ourselves. It takes out the ego, and it just it lets us all breathe again.
The movie has tragical elements, but also a very sensitive way of humor. I really like that you can cry a bit, but also laugh at the same time. I think magic of humor is a very special gift we have, and you proved us a lot of time that humor is a great, great thing. So what does comedy in general means to you?
Well, to me, I always like humor that comes out of a real situation, I mean, I like broad comedies as well, but I think even in the broad comedies, the one that are successful is that you believe the characters. You really believe that they're, what they're going through, that they're really going through. And I think it's something that Judd does really, really well. he had rehearsals for the film so that you get to know your own character, and then you get to know the people that you're working with and their characters and the personalities of the actors. And I think that all makes for, just better quality of film that comes out, because it starts from a very real place.
I love your work from the last decades. Very, very special actress, I think. And you've played so many memorable characters in so many movies in your whole career. So what is your secret recipe of still being hungry to create art?
Gosh.
Sorry.
I think just life. You keep living life and feeling feelings and wanting to respond to the world. So yeah. Also, maybe part of it's an addiction. It's hard to quit as well.
In the movie, we can witness the effect of impacting experiences. So the very young Scott, so Pete's character in the movie, had a very impacting experience. So what do you think? What kind of influence does 2020, so the years so far, have on our society of young people, like a maybe 7-year-old one right now?
Well, I mean, look, we're living through an extraordinary time with the pandemic, and then also the strife that we've been going through here with the tragedy that happened in Minneapolis. So we're confronting, both a pandemic and systemic racism that's been, part of this country's history. And so these are double challenges. And I think as long as we keep the dialogue open and open minds and open hearts, we can get through this and we can affect real change.
Thank you a lot. Take care, stay safe, and hope to see you soon on the big screen or one-to-one. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Take care. Thank you. And keep doing this work. I really like it. See you on the big screen. And
thank you. Good night.
See you soon. Take care, stay safe. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your story. And I love your arcades in the background.
So, thank you, man.
Both of you, stay safe. Thank you so much. All the best from Germany. Yay! Love to play that.
See you, Dominic.
Goodbye. See you.